Oh man, I'm in kind of rough shape tonight. It's good to be here, but I gotta tell you, I'm in kind of rough shape. I get a little carried away. You know what it's like, sir? You got a beer in front of you, hey? Got together with the guys last night, had a few too many beers. You know what it's like, right, sir? Pretty soon you move on to the shots, right? Pretty soon the tequila. You know, right, what it's like, sir? You've been there, that's right. Pretty soon the hot knifing, right? Right? Pretty soon they're all naked, right? You know what it's like? You're shooting videos, you're delivering a pizza 5 minutes later, right? You know what it's like? Oh my God, seriously, I woke up this morning, I realized for the first time, my whole life was like a giant scratch and win ticket. Every time I rub myself, I end up feeling like a loser. You know what it's like, sir, right? You know what it's like? It's like I'm never sitting here again. Just saying. Oh man, I like this time of year. We got another Valentine's Day behind us. Any guys here like Valentine's Day? Normally you get like one whip guy, puts up his hand, right? Or you get like one single nerdy guy who's all excited, like, oh, you might have a chance. Guys don't like Valentine's Day because it's the one night of the year where all women realize that their men just don't know them at all. Like, I'm still in trouble over the last one because my girlfriend said all she wanted for Valentine's Day was this gift. She saw this place called Spencer Gifts. And if I really knew her, I'd know what it was. What kind of a chance did that give me? You know, I ended up missing the mark by just a bit because she wanted this like frame print of her birthstone that matched her eyes, and I got her the Mr. Ass Crack doll. She got me an even weirder gift. She got me one of those portable GPS systems for my car. And normally that seemed like a really cool gift, but I drive like an '88 Cavalier. It's like worth more than the car. I took it out of the box, I put it in the car, I turned it on. Immediately start giving me directions to like dumps and wreckage sites. Worst part is she had to customize with her own voice, you know? So I turned to a strip club and it's like, where the hell do you think you're going? More like a GPMS system, actually. Oh! Little joke for the sexists. But you know, they say you are what you drive. That's why I drive an '88 Cavalier. It means I'm laid back, a little past my prime, and ready to break down in a given moment. My buddy drives a smart car, which means he's tiny and unattractive to women. You seen those things? They're all over town. They're ridiculous. They're like this big. They're this big. Every time I see one pull up, I just want to go up to the driver and go like, surprised that he was even driving these things. Keep thinking there's just like a big tall kid up on the street corner with a giant remote control just screwing around. You know? I'll apologize, my hair's a little screwed up. I went to my hairstylist, I said, hey, can you make me look younger? And I think she heard, can you make me look gay? Not that funny, sir. And it's not even like I'm cool, I rock, I'm hip, I'm on the edge, I'm kind of cool, kind of gay. It's more like an 80s Duran Duran kind of gay. I feel like I'm a queer-eyed Harry Potter up here. I do have a girlfriend though, we've been living together for a long time, and she's obsessed with animals, drives me crazy. She brought home this little 4-pound black chihuahua and trained it to hate me. And we get these huge arguments about the dog, you know, and every time I walk in the door it's the same thing. It's like, you know, and the dog starts in. Got any big hockey fans here tonight? Yeah, woo, who do you like, sir?
Washington Capitals.
Washington, ooh, okay.
Yeah, I hate you, whatever.
Okay, you hate me,
I liked him before Ovechkin.
You liked him before Ovechkin. Okay, I respect that, because I'm actually a Penguin fan, but since they sucked, like my whole life, right, my whole life. And so I'm getting paid back for it now, right? I actually went down to Minneapolis a year or so ago and stalked Sidney Crosby. Not to sleep with him, just get a picture. I don't know what sounds worse, really. And I went down there and I waited in the hotel the Penguins were staying in the lobby before the game against Minnesota Wild. I waited for Crosby. He came out off the elevator. I jumped out and I grabbed his hand. And I was like, Sidney, I drove 7 hours to Winnipeg just to meet you. I just want to get a picture. I just want to get a picture, right? And he had a bodyguard. His bodyguard grabbed me and he was like, get away from Mr. Crosby. Do not touch Mr. Crosby. Do not fondle Mr. Crosby. And Sid jumped in and he was like, hey, it's okay. Let's take the picture. He was a nice guy. I couldn't believe it. And so we took the picture. He went and played the game. The Penguins won. He had 4 points. Fantastic game. I'm listening to him being interviewed on the radio afterwards. And the announcer said, you know, Sid, it was your best game of the year. What do you think tonight made the difference? He was like, well, you know, after the game, he was like, you know, before the game, I met this poor challenged fellow. No wonder he gave me his helmet. Makes sense now. I also got involved in a big fiasco. I was in the newspapers. The last two Stanley Cup finals, I flew down to Pittsburgh for the final. And I took a picture last year wearing a Penguin jersey, holding a stuffed penguin in front of the arena, the Igloo in Pittsburgh. Put it on my Facebook page, my website, normally a safe thing to do. Well, this guy who was desperate for a date in Pittsburgh went on Craigslist, and he ran an ad saying any woman who'd go out on a date with him, he'd pay for her tickets to the Penguin game. Well, this other news website in the States called Deadspin did a story on what a massive loser this guy was. The only problem was they didn't have his picture. This is a true story. I swear to God, the guy writing it, he went online, typed in "diehard Penguin fan," my picture came up. Serious. So for like 10,000 people looked at this in the week. It's my picture wearing the Penguin jersey, holding the stuffed penguin next to the headline, "Penguin fans are not all desperate and hard up for dates." And it was brutal. And like the thing is, if you ever wonder what somebody would say about you if they could speak freely, not thinking you'd ever read it, the top 3 comments I got about my appearance were, "Someone do us a favor and shoot this poor bastard." "If that stuffed penguin could talk, the stories it would tell." And the #1 comment about my appearance was, "Check out this guy's website, menwholooklikeoldlesbians.com." At least we won the cup. I'm a big movie fan. I was really into the Star Wars movies for a long time. I liked the last few Star Wars movies. I didn't like the plot much, but my favorite character in Star Wars was always Yoda. And if you're a Yoda fan, the last 2 movies were the ones to watch, right? Because normally when you see Yoda, the little green Jedi Master, right? He's all slow with a cane, he can hardly move. In these movies, he goes nuts. Pulls out a lightsaber, starts whipping around like a crazy ninja. And when he's done kicking ass, he just grabs his cane again, starts walking away all slow. After the movie, my girlfriend was like, "Hey, that was dumb, that didn't make any sense." I was like, "Hey, only the wisest being in the universe would know how to make a workers' comp claim last 800 years. But it causes problems in my relationship, the fact that I'm into Yoda. You know, my girlfriend and I'll be alone in the dark in an intimate moment, and I'll accidentally say something like, "Size matters not!" A little close to home for some of you. There, it's like an IT convention over there or something. But I used to be into cooler things, though. In university, I used to be able to be talked into anything. I remember one night I went to this fetish bar where you got to strip down to your underwear to get in. You know, so I stripped down to my green Yoda thong. I looked up, the whole place is filled with topless women and transvestites. So I asked one of the topless women to dance. We start dancing, and she says, "You know what, you got a great body." I was like, "Really? What do you like about it?" And she says, "I've always liked women with small breasts." I do have a girlfriend, though. We've lived together for a long time. We've had all these marriage issues. You know, marriage is always a big deal. I had problems with marriage because my parents got divorced when I was 16. And first I thought it was my fault. You know, because they'd argue and they'd say all the usual things like, "I hate that boy." "That stupid kid is ruining our lives." Then they had the big, long, drawn-out custody battle. You know, it went on and on. My mom lost, got full custody. But the biggest fight we ever had was, you know, my girlfriend one day said to me, you know, it was about time you made an honest woman out of her. So I called up Revenue Canada. But you know, I did finally give in not that long ago. I finally, after many, many years together, I finally got engaged, believe it or not. And, you know, I finally did, and you know, when you get engaged, you get all sorts of weird cards and letters and different things showing up in the mail, you know, left and right. And this woman we know, this lady we know, actually took an article, put it in a sealed envelope, and handed it to me to give to my fiance with nothing written on it. I didn't know what was in it, so I took it. I wrote her name on it in my handwriting, left it on the kitchen table. Turned out it was an article from Housekeeping Monthly from the 1950s about how to be a good wife. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It's been floating around. But, so I leave it on the table. It's in my handwriting. She comes in. She thinks it's from me, right? And I walk in and she's screaming at me going, "Do you think it was funny? Did you think it was funny?" And to give an idea of a few of the lines in this thing, like it's pretty sick. From the 1950s, a good wife's guide to pleasing a husband. Have dinner ready. Be happy to see him. Greet him with a warm smile and show sincerity in your desire to please him. Don't greet him with complaints and problems, even if he stays out all night. Make him comfortable. Remember, he's the master of the house. And lastly, a good wife always knows her place. Yeah, so she thinks this is for me, and she's screaming at me, going, "Did you think it was funny? Did you think it was funny?" And you know, every guy has that moment in a relationship where you got to make that decision. You know, do I want to kind of go, "Sorry, honey, and make this go away," or do I want to be a bit of a dick? I made the mistake of responding with, "You know, that sounded like a complaint." Hey, you want to go through the list again, or do you want to make dinner first? I'm very excited. The weather's gotten nice. Hey, isn't it beautiful outside? Hey, awesome. It's gotten really nice. You know, it's been beautiful. But I'm one of those guys that have lived in Winnipeg my entire life, and I don't mind the winters as much. I think they make you tougher. I think they build character. They help you get priorities in order, you know. I remember when I was really young, during the Great Winnipeg Blizzard of '86, you know, I spent, like a lot of Winnipeggers, trapped in a 7-Eleven. So I was stupid. I was young at the time. I just started working there, and first thing in the morning before the storm got too crazy, I crawled into work, got stuck there all day looking out the window, and I saw the most inspiring thing I've ever seen in my life as a Winnipegger. Way in the distance, in a sea of white, I see this 90-year-old man. He's like battling the wind and the 5-foot snowdrifts. He's getting closer and closer and closer. He gets all the way up to the door of the 7-Eleven. He crawls on his hands and knees, huffing and puffing. I was like, "Can I help you? Do you need food, water, medical supplies?" And he was like, "Blair's Light!" That's a Winnipegger. That's it for me. Thank you very much.